Good afternoon. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. Uh, I wanted to let you know that just a little while ago I was reading some of the comments some of you sent in on the previous video, and I appreciate some of those comments, sir. Really do. So does Achilles. Um, so there was somebody on there that made a comment that basically asked a question that they've heard a lot of stories about canines versus Sasquatch, to say. And is it true that canines are afraid of this cryptid creature? And the fact of the matter is that is absolutely correct. Yes, they are. All canines across the board, domestic canines. And I don't care what kind of breed you have. Most of your canines, of course, they're not purebloods, and so they have these, mixture of other kind of species of canines in them. Okay. In Achilles' case, because of the fact that he's a pureblood German Shepherd, this will not affect him. To make you understand a little bit better with more clarity is when you have a canine like this, they're automatically is what you would call an alpha. And plus to the fact that they're highly intelligent. Now, I'm going to give you a little update on Achilles for about almost a month now. I've been training him myself. And at this point, he's really getting with the program. He's advancing quick for a young age. Right now, he will be 14 weeks old. And at 14 weeks old, he already knows what a deer is. He's picked up the sense of smell. He knows what deer tracks are. And he stands his ground when we do come across a deer. The command I give him is set. He will set and watch and observe the deer, and he stays quiet. I've also taken him to a particular log that I know bear have been working on, particularly for the insects, their favorite, termites. Now, when I took him up there, because he has a really good sense of smell, he knew that it was an unusual smell that he hasn't smelled yet, but yet he didn't show no fear. More curiosity of the smell, but the fact of the matter is he showed no fear. That's what I wanted to expect from him. It's going to have to be part of the equation of what I'm doing with him, how I'm training him. And of course, an array of other small mammals that do live among us up here. Raccoons, squirrels, up to medium-sized mammals too, and including the predator. So far, not has picked up or even been close to anything that would represent a cat, feline, as in mountain lion. Right now, I will tell you this, he does have a very exceptional nose on him. And once he gets it going, he's got the nose to the ground, so to speak, and he's working it, and he's doing it really good, And like I said, you will be seeing him grow as time goes by, and right now, to be quite honest, he's getting bigger by the day. I think right now he weighs about 25 pounds or better right now. Pretty damn big for going to be 14 weeks old. Now, I usually don't do this because, throughout the years, Garland and I, we've conducted a lot of investigations. Now, most of the investigations was up to me. And I have done a hell of a lot of them throughout the years, okay? I'm going to tell you from me personally, straight up, across the board. It is true in every scenario and in every case that I have investigated, which I was asked to by certain people that experienced this type of a situation. And in every case across the board, and I don't care what kind of a canine they had, I don't care what kind of a person it was, the stories were all the same. Every time, they were always the same, okay? Their dogs showed extreme fear, paranoia, and spooked as hell, and they would take off in the opposite direction. And in every scenario was seeking some kind of shelter to hide themselves from. Not for say of actually seeing the cryptid creature, Sasquatch, but more of the smell and vocalizations, okay, if they're nearby. Now, I'm going to tell you I'm going to whip this one on you. It's one particular story. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, this is true, straight up story. There was a fella from Orangeville, California, called me one day, and we had a good long chat. And what he was explaining to me was this: that days before we talked, that he had one of the most horrific experiences that he could ever remember while camping in the woods. Okay? So bear with me, and I'm going to tell you the story right now. This is what he had told me when I interviewed him after I did my investigation, as he asked me to. Now, what happened was this. It was him, and about 5 of his buddies. They went up and did some camping for the weekend. Recreational camping, no hunting, no nothing, just recreational camping. And on this one particular night, while they were camping, they were all sitting around the fire. And it was, I believe he told me at that time, it was probably around 10 o'clock at night, between 10 and 11 o'clock at night. His buddies and them, they've all been, slamming the beverages, feeling the buzz, feeling good. And they started joking and ripping about the existence of Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Now, and of course, what they basically were doing was mocking it. Well, it's not real. It's just, it's just a legend. It's like, chasing a ghost. There's nothing there. And anyway, this went on and on. Then they all decided to leave the campfire, and they all retired to the tents. Okay? As soon as all these gentlemen retired to their tents, then it started. First, it was vocalization, in which they didn't even know what they were experiencing because they didn't know what was vocalizing. But what it was doing, it was starting to make them a little uneasy, a little nervous. I think at that particular time, they were kind of maybe questioning themselves if the fact that Sasquatch is real or not. So, anyway, then it was as if they were coming in closer. Now, some other strange things started happening, like debris was being tossed. Then, the putrid smell was coming in, which is an indication that they were pretty damn close to these campers. So, he stepped outside his tent. And when he stepped outside his tent, he went over where the fire was at, and then as Joe went to the fire, he's looking into the darkness of the forest. He told me himself that he sensed something was there and something was watching him, but he didn't know what. And whatever it was even made him feel paranoid and uneasy. He had his canine with him. Now, the kind of dog he had was a seasoned hunting dog. It's what it was raised to do. It's what it was trained to do. And he told me that it has been with him on hunting trips where they've hunted bear, mountain lion, deer, and whatever else they're going to hunt. He also told me that his dog is not ever been showed any fear whatsoever over any of these kind of critters. Okay, and it's a good size. It was a good size of hunting dog he had, and then all of a sudden, something went awry out in the forest. Something went awry so intense that it literally scared the hell out of him. His dog turned around and ran back into the tent. He called the dog out. The dog would not leave the tent. He decided, well, I think I'm going to go join my dog. He went into the tent with the dog. When he got into the tent with the dog refused to leave that tent. According to him, what he told me, his dog, he has never seen his dog that spooked as long as he's had it. So anyway, they were believers that morning. That morning they broke camp and got the hell out of there. He also told me towards the end of the conversation that he doesn't plan on going out there again. And he thought he would never, ever see the day that his dog would be that spooked, period. So he did tell me, yes, he does believe that the cryptid creature does exist. Now, there you go. That's just one typical story. There's a lot of them. That there's just to show you that, yes, it is true. That's what brings Achilles in. Because like I told you in the first video on this, the previous one, if me and Achilles could pull this off, he will be the first canine, period, ever to do such a thing. And every day I train with him, I get faith in him more and more. So, anyway, and I'm going to put him to his very first test in my next video. I'm going to take him to the old cabins. I'm going to show you the old cabins, and I confirm to you that, yes, that Sasquatch is there, and they are using the dwellings there as shelter from time to time. How many? I don't know. I can't say, but there are some using it. I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to put his nose to the test and his demeanor. You are going to experience that with me because I will be filming it live when he does it. Okay? So, I'm going to wrap this up. And one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to reintroduce Achilles to you because when I viewed the video, he didn't come out too well. Yeah, but boy, he didn't come out too well. Yep, there we go. There we go. Say hi. Say hi. There you go. Now you've got a good look at Achilles. And he's big. I'm telling you, he's going to be a big boy. He's going to be huge. Aren't you? Huh? Sasquatch. Sasquatch. Say it. Sasquatch. Sasquatch. Huh? What's Sasquatch? You know what Sasquatch is? Yeah. Say bye. Good boy. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye. We're going to go.